Once upon a time, in a world not so distant from our own, the Industrial Revolution dawned, marking a turning point in human history. It was a time of innovation and transformation, a time that would shape the world in ways both magnificent and tragic. As the cogs of industry began to turn, a newfound era of productivity emerged, bringing with it a wave of factories, machines, and incredible growth. But all this growth led to huge industrial waste and tons of pollution on our planet. You would be shocked to hear about this astonishing garbage island in the middle of the ocean that is a symbol of how we are killing our planet. The Industrial Revolution started in the late 18th century and unleashed the immense power of steam engines, mechanization, and mass production. It was a time when the world was about to become a different place. Yet, as the world embraced the machines and factories, it unwittingly unleashed an unintended consequence. The surge of industrialization came with a dark side: pollution. As coal-fired factories churned out textiles, steel, and machinery, they released colossal amounts of thick, black smoke. Rivers that were once crystal clear now ran murky with the waste from countless mills and refineries, and the land, once teeming with wildlife, was transformed into a patchwork of industrial landscapes. The heart of the Industrial Revolution was located in the cities. As the population soared, so did the need for housing, food, and clothing. This unceasing demand drove factories to run around the clock, producing goods at an unprecedented rate. The pollution was not just a matter of smog and contaminated rivers. Accidents were frequent and workplace injuries were often life-altering. The human cost of this revolution was as stark as the landscapes it transformed. The mass production of goods meant that people could now afford things they had never dreamed of owning. As new products flooded the market, the desire for more grew, and a cycle of consumption was set in motion. The world, however, paid a heavy price for this progress. The coal and smoke that powered the factories choked the skies and seared the lungs of those living in the shadows of progress. Nature itself seemed to cry out against the relentless pace of change. This uncontrollable factor of environmental pollution has led to a pileup of huge garbage in the middle of the ocean. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is a collection of marine debris in the North Pacific Ocean. But what is marine debris exactly? It's litter that ends up in oceans, seas, and other large bodies of water. You might be surprised to learn that most of this debris isn't visible trash islands, but rather microplastics, tiny bits of plastic that float beneath the surface. In fact, it consists of two main patches: the Western Garbage Patch near Japan and the Eastern Garbage Patch located between Hawaii and California. These patches are linked by ocean currents, making it a dynamic and ever-changing system. Ocean currents play a significant role in the formation of these patches. They act like highways, transporting debris from one patch to another. The North Pacific Subtropical Convergence Zone, situated north of Hawaii, is the main connection. It's where warm South Pacific water meets cooler Arctic water, and it moves debris between the two patches. So, what makes up this colossal floating trash heap? Plastics make up the majority of marine debris within the garbage patch. Their durability, low cost, and versatility have led to their extensive use in countless products. However, their inability to biodegrade means they remain in the environment, breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces over time and piling up in the garbage patch. Tiny plastic fragments, often invisible to the naked eye, are a significant component of the garbage patch, and their small size makes them especially problematic. Microplastics can be ingested by marine life, causing harm to the ecosystem and potentially entering the human food chain. While plastics dominate, the garbage patch also contains various other types of debris such as fishing gear, discarded shoes, and miscellaneous waste. These items, while not as numerous as plastics, still contribute to the overall pollution. About half of the garbage patch is composed of discarded fishing gear, including nets, lines, and ropes. These materials come from intensive fishing activities near the region and pose a severe threat to marine life. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch also contains remains of fast fashion. Today, many people aren't even aware of what fast fashion is, yet they are consuming it. Fast fashion is a term used to describe the rapid and inexpensive production of clothing to meet consumer demand for the latest trends. Unfortunately, the production and disposal of fast fashion garments contribute to environmental problems, including the pollution of our oceans. Clothing items made from synthetic materials such as polyester, nylon, and other plastics shed microfibers when they are washed. These microfibers are tiny plastic particles that make their way into water systems, including rivers and oceans. When these synthetic microfibers reach the ocean, they can become a part of the marine debris and contribute to the pollution in places like the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Discarded clothing and textiles can end up in the ocean when not disposed of properly, further adding to the debris in the garbage patch. However, the most significant issue with marine debris is that it's mostly plastic, and plastic doesn't biodegrade. It merely breaks down into smaller pieces. Many plastics are used in consumer products because they are cheap and durable, but durability is a problem when it comes to the environment. Plastic bottles, bags, and styrofoam cups break down into smaller particles under the sun, a process called photodegradation. The impact of this garbage on marine life is profound. Sea creatures often mistake plastic debris for food, leading to ingestion of microplastics, which can be fatal. Marine mammals like seals can get entangled in abandoned fishing gear, leading to tragic outcomes. This phenomenon is referred to as ghost fishing. The ecological consequences are more severe than you might think. As marine debris blocks sunlight from reaching plankton and algae below, the foundation of the marine food web is threatened. If algae and plankton are in danger, so are the creatures that rely on them for sustenance, which leads to repercussions for humans too. How do you think this trash vortex was discovered in the first place? It was a racing boat captain, Charles Moore, who stumbled upon the Great Pacific Garbage Patch during a voyage from Hawaii to California. Moore's discovery brought this issue to the world's attention. Notably, the patch isn't a giant floating trash island, but a mix of microplastics and larger items. Cleaning it up is a formidable task, and the cost would be astronomical. While cleaning up the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is challenging, raising awareness about the issue is essential. Many organizations and individuals are dedicated to preventing it from growing further. Solutions include limiting the use of disposable plastics and transitioning to biodegradable or reusable materials. Charles Moore continues to raise awareness through his Algalita Marine Research Foundation, and other activists have taken to social media to support this cause. By making small changes in our lives, we can collectively have a big impact on this growing problem. One remarkable effort to showcase the durability of plastics and the dangers of marine debris was the creation of the Plastiki, a catamaran made of plastic bottles. It sailed from San Francisco to Sydney, Australia, demonstrating the strength of plastics when repurposed and the harm they pose to our environment when they don't decompose. All efforts are in vain unless we find a reasonable solution to this problem. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch may not be a mountain of trash, but it's an enormous environmental challenge that demands our attention. It's a stark reminder of the need to reduce our use of disposable plastics and transition to more sustainable alternatives. By collectively making better choices, we can help combat the astonishing garbage island in the middle of the ocean. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey, and be sure to subscribe for more fascinating insights into our world. I'll see you next time.